Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome to Soulful Saturdays with Sailor. Around here, we cut through the noise, ditch the fluff, and dive straight into what matters: spiritual wellness, radical self acceptance, unapologetic soulful living. Each week, I'll bring you the truth with a side of sass, reflections that wake you up, and reminders that you are glorious. So, whether you got your journal, your coffee, or that wild, messy bun, you are exactly where you are meant to be. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Soulful Saturdays with Sailor. Hello, hello. Hey, before we rush in head first into a brand new year, let's hit the pause button for just a minute. I want us to honor the year that we've lived, the lessons, the growth, and yes, even the messiness, the struggles, the moments that made us go, seriously? Did that really happen? That's what we're going to take a moment for. And before we do that, let's take a breath. That's right. Take a breath with me. Go ahead and inhale, exhale. Yes, go ahead and let it out. And let's do that one more time because honestly, some of us need to breathe twice as long after 2025. Maybe grab a journal if that speaks to you. Or hey, maybe just sit quietly and pretend no one's watching while you sip your coffee or your wine. I won't tell. No, I won't. Listen. I know it's tempting to rush into the new year thinking we have it all figured out. We scroll, we compare, we make lists of resolutions before we even brush our hair. Been there, done that. And honestly, it's exhausting. Well, not today, my friends. Today is about giving yourself grace to see the whole picture, the wins, the stumbles, the nights you stayed up worrying, the mornings you dragged yourself out of bed anyway, every bit counts. And let me tell you something that you probably did more than you even realize. Yep, that project that went sideways, you learned. The conversation that scared you to your core, you showed up anyway. That one moment when you picked yourself up instead of giving up, yeah, that, my friend, was courage, pure courage. And if we're being real, courage deserves a tiny fist bump. That's right. Go ahead. I'll wait. Mm-hmm. Give yourself a little fist bump. So let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. So, for the next few minutes, let's put down the shoulds and the have tos and the if onlys. Let's lean into gratitude for the tough lessons and the sweet little surprises, like the one random day when everything actually went right and you felt like a rock star. Yes, let's celebrate resilience, persistence, and the quiet victories that no one else saw but you did. And here's the truth: this year, every single bit of it is part of your journey. And if we don't stop to honor it, we might miss the magic hiding in the mess. So, friends, are you ready? Let's reflect. Let's breathe and let's give ourselves permission to see just how far we've come. And hey, if you need a little pep talk halfway through, don't worry, I've got you. We're in this together, and I promise it's going to feel good to sit with this messy, beautiful, gloriously human year of yours. All right, friends. Now that we've taken that pause and let ourselves exist in this moment, let's talk about the breakdown. Because, oh, yes, we all have one. Yep. I don't know about you, but sometimes I look back on a year and all I can see are the things that went wrong, the goals I didn't hit, the people I argued with, the days I just wanted to hide under the covers and pretend I was on a tropical island. Yes, I did. Anybody else out there with me on that one? Yeah, I thought so. And listen, it's human to focus on what we didn't accomplish. We live in a world that celebrates check boxes, milestones, Instagram worthy moments. But let me ask you this. When did you start judging ourselves harder than the world ever could? Huh? Yeah, seriously. When did we start judging ourselves harder than the world ever could? So let's be real for a minute. 2025, it was messy, challenging, beautiful, glorious, confusing, joyful, painful, probably all at the same time. Some days we were riding high, feeling unstoppable. And then the next we were like, did I even get out of bed today? And that's okay. That's normal. Life is messy, my friends. And so are we. And here's what I want you to hear loud and clear. Your struggles don't define you. Your stumbles don't erase your wins. And the moments that felt invisible, those were quietly shaping you into a stronger, wiser, more resilient version of yourself. Trust me, I've been there, sitting on the couch in my pajamas thinking, well, that was a disaster. And then a few weeks later, I look back and realize that exact disaster taught me something that I really needed to know. So let's get personal for a second. I had a few moments this year where I felt like I was failing at, well, everything: work, relationships, self care, you name it. And I had a choice: stay stuck in the narrative or take a breath, look around, and find the hidden wins. And spoiler alert, the wins were there, tiny ones, like sending a message that I was scared to send, saying no to something that drained me, choosing a day off instead of powering through. Small wins, and oh, they were mighty. So here's my challenge to you. As we reflect, don't just look at the stuff that hurt. Don't just tally the goals you missed. Take a deep look at the ways you showed up, the ways you leaned into life, even when it scared you, even when it was messy, because those moments, they're golden. They're proof that you're growing, that you're learning, that you're not the same person you were in January. And here's the thing: I want you to sit with that for a moment and really let it sink in. You are not defined by the failures of your year. You are defined by your courage to keep going, your willingness to show up, and your ability to laugh at the chaos along the way. Because let's be honest, if we can't laugh at ourselves sometimes, what are we even doing here? So yes, 2025 was messy, maybe even chaotic. And oh, it was also rich, extremely rich with lessons, growth, and moments that were yours and yours alone. And you survived it. Well, not just survived, you actually lived it. And that, my friends, deserves a little applause. Yes, it does. So go ahead. I'll wait. Yep, go ahead. Give yourself an applause. Yep, that's what I thought. All right, friends. Ah, now comes the fun part. The part where we stop looking at the year like it's the list of things we messed up and start seeing it for what it really is, a treasure chest of lessons, wins, and hidden magic. Here's a thought that I want to throw out there. What if every single experience you had this year, yes, even the ones that made you scream into your pillow, was actually a gift? A little nudge from the universe saying, hey, pay attention. You're learning. You're growing. Think about it. That awkward conversation that made you sweat bullets, a lesson. The project that went sideways, yep, a lesson. The heartbreak, that disappointment, that moment you felt like crawling under a blanket forever, you got it. That was a lesson. And guess what? Lessons don't just make you stronger, they make you wiser. They make you you. And that version of you, oh, she is fierce. Here's what I want you to do right now. Grab that journal or a piece of paper or even your phone if you have to, but just do it. Write it down. 3 wins from 2025. Not huge, fancy wins, just wins that made your heart smile. Next, 3 lessons you learned. You know, the stuff that stung just a little, but taught you something you really needed. And how about one thing you're genuinely proud of? Not that someone else is proud of, not what you think someone should be proud of, but something deep down that makes your chest puff up a little when you think about it. That's right. I want you to write them down. And here's the twist. Don't overthink it. Let it flow. Don't censor yourself. This isn't about perfection. It's about honesty, about celebrating the journey that you actually lived. Because here's the thing, my friends. When we start seeing our experiences as gifts instead of failures, everything changes. Reflection stops being heavy. It stops being judgmental. It becomes liberating. And trust me, that feeling, it's like taking off a pair of shoes that pinched your all year. Yeah, freedom. So before we move on, I want you to sit with that thought for a moment. Feel it. Let yourself see the gold in the mess, the magic in the challenges, and the power in the fact that you made it through. All of it, glorious and messy, yours. Yes. Take a moment and reflect on that. All right. So, are you ready to go a little deeper? Because next we're going to step into the heart of your year, the part where reflection meets real conversation, where we'll uncover hidden magic, celebrate growth, and maybe even laugh a little bit on how wild life really is. All right, stick with me because we're going to get started. All right, friends. Now we're stepping into that, into the heart of it, the part where we get real. Not polished, not perfect, just human. Just you and me talking about life and all the messy, beautiful, chaotic glory of it all. Let me tell you a little story from my year. There was this one day that I won't even sugarcoat it. Everything went sideways. Work was a whirlwind. My plans fell apart, and I felt like I was failing at being me. I went home, plopped on the couch, and just stared at the ceiling, thinking, well, this is it. 2025 wins again. Uh huh. Anybody else feel that with me? And here's the magic. Later that evening, I took a deep breath and asked myself a simple question. Okay, Cindy, what actually went right today? And you know what happened? Slowly, the wins started showing up. Not the big flashy ones, not the kind I can brag about. Small ones, tiny victories that made the day bearable. I showed up for someone who needed me. I didn't snap when I wanted to. I took 5 minutes just to myself, sipping my tea and allowing the world to keep spinning without me for a hot second. Yeah, and that hit me. Sometimes the magic is hidden in the small stuff, the stuff we overlook because we're so busy chasing the big wins. Those little moments, they matter. They added up. They remind us of even the chaos. We are alive. We are growing. We are thriving. So I want to ask you to ask yourself, really ask yourself, where did you grow this year? What small wins brought you joy, even if no one else noticed? When did you show up for yourself, even when it was hard? Go ahead and grab your journal for a second and just sit quietly and think about it. Write it down. Speak it out loud if you feel like it. And notice this, honoring those moments is not just reflection, it's self love. It's saying, I see you, me. I see all of you, the messy, the bold, the brave, the tired. And let me be real for a second. Self acceptance is about pretending the hard stuff didn't happen. It's about saying, yes, that hurt. That failed. Ooh, that scared me. And yet here I am, still breathing, still trying, still me. And friends, that is power. That is freedom. That is the glow that no Instagram filter can ever replicate. No, it can't. Mm-mm. And here's a little challenge while we sit here together. Think about that moment this year where you surprised yourself. That one time you thought, I don't know if I can do this. And then you did. Write it down. Celebrate it. Because the truth is, those are the moments that really define us. Not the chaos, not the mistakes, not even the heartbreaks, but the courage we show in the middle of all of it. So let's pause here for just a second and breathe. Whew. And feel that pride, feel that recognition for yourself, and know this, you are not just reflecting, you're reclaiming. You're witnessing your own story. And trust me, friends, it's a story worth celebrating. And now that we looked back, shared the messy, celebrated the wins, and acknowledged the growth, it is time for the shift. The part where reflection doesn't just live on paper or in our thoughts, it transforms the way we move forward. Here's the truth. When you honor your year, you don't just see the past, you create clarity for the future. Suddenly, the chaos doesn't feel so heavy. The missteps don't sting as sharply. And those wins, they light the way, reminding you that you can handle what comes next. Try this for a moment. Sit quietly and ask yourself, what do I want to carry forward from this year? It could be a lesson, a practice, a mindset, or even a piece of courage you discovered. Hold on to it. Let it guide you. And here's the bonus. The shift isn't about perfection, it's about presence, about stepping into the new year with awareness, with intention, and with a little less judgment and a lot more self love. Because when you honor yourself, even in the small moments, it changes the way you show up in the world. You step lighter, you speak clearer, and trust yourself more. And that, my friends, is everything. So here is my gentle nudge for you today and for the week. Take a moment to celebrate your year. Celebrate you. Every laugh, every fear, every late night thought, every bold choice, every tiny win. You survived. You grew. You thrived. And that deserves recognition. So remember, your journey is yours alone. No one else can claim it. No one else can rewrite it. And no one else can take the lessons you've learned. So honor it, love it, stand tall in it, be proud. And as you step into the new year, take this with you. Reflection isn't just about looking back, it's about creating the clarity and peace to move forward. You've done the work, you've lived the lessons. Now go ahead and show the world the brilliance that is unapologetically, beautifully you. Yes, you. And I want you to remember that you matter. You've grown and you are absolutely enough. Yes, you are. It was certainly a beautiful year, and it's time for you to celebrate. That is what this week is all about. Thank you for being here, and we're going to see you next week at Soulful Saturdays with Sailor. Thank you for sharing this Soulful Saturday with me. As you move through your week, carry this truth in your heart. You are worthy, you are radiant, and your presence matters. And never forget, stay soulful, stay sassy, stay you. I'll see you next Saturday, beautiful soul. Same time, same vibe, same glorious energy.